This video is all about how to calculate drinking yogurt cost and the selling price. A lot of you have been asking me, how much can I sell a bottle of this yogurt? Just stick around and you'll get answers right. Welcome to Yogurt Recipe Costing Guide and Selling Price Determination. For us to get the selling price, we must first determine the total ingredient cost. This brings us to a very important question. Why should I calculate recipe cost? Now, you might be charging too high or too low, but it's time for you to say goodbye to guesswork. Now, the most important reason why you should know how to calculate your recipe cost is recipe cost calculation will help to ensure your business profitability. Kindly note that recipe cost does not include other costs like overhead or labor. It is strictly the cost of your ingredients. Sorry about my voice, I've been so sick, but I have to create this video. What do you need to calculate recipe cost? You just simply need a pen and a paper, your market receipts, or simply write the prices down on a paper. Original ingredients pack, that's to know the actual volume of the ingredients, and a calculator. How to calculate your recipe cost? Step 1, you need to write down the recipes, ingredients and quantities. For example, this our recipe yogurt requires 6 cups of milk. This is the 6 cups and this is the actual volume of 6 cups of milk. Still on the recipe, we used 1 sachet of culture, and 1 cup of granulated sugar. Step 2, write the bulk ingredient prices. This is where your market receipt comes in. Record the prices of any ingredient you used in the bulk or whole form. For example, you used the whole 1 bag of milk, you write down the exact price of the whole bag of milk. In that case, you don't need to calculate any breakdown or portion used. Step 3, use package labels to calculate partial ingredients cost. Here you need to use the ingredients volume on the package to determine the cost of the amount used in the recipe. Now, this is where you used a fraction of the whole. So as for example, you bought 900 grams of milk and you had to use just 750 grams of the milk. How do you calculate the price of what you used? So let's say the 900 gram pack is 4,000 naira, and in the recipe we use 6 cups, which is 750 grams of milk. So we have to first calculate 1 gram, which is the smallest unit. So to get this, you say 4,000 naira divided by the whole volume, which is 900 grams. You will get 4.4 naira. Okay. So to get our partial ingredient cost, which is 750 grams, we'll now say 4.44 naira times 750 grams. This gives us 3,330 naira. So that is how you calculate for partial ingredient cost and the label. Then you use the same way to calculate the quantity of sugar. Since we used 1 cup, 1 cup is equals to 240 grams. So we must now get the unit cost. So that's how you do the breakdown whenever you are using partial ingredients. So you must first get the units cost, or per gram, or whatever measurement it is. So we now say 1 kg of sugar is 1,000 grams. So assuming this is the quantity of sugar you bought and you are going to use just 1 cup from this 1 kg of sugar, and you bought this 1 kg of sugar for 1,500 naira. So to get our unit cost, we'll say 1,500 naira divided by 1,000 grams. This gives us 1 naira 5 kobo for a gram of sugar. So to get our 240 grams or 1 cup of sugar, you now say 1 naira 50 kobo times 240 grams. This gives us a total of 360 naira for the quantity of sugar used using this formula of partial ingredients. I hope you understand this. The final step 4 is to sum it all together. Now that you have all the prices of ingredients, all you have to do is add them together and divide by the number of yield or the number of total bottles you produced. This will give you the cost per bottle. For this recipe, the total cost of ingredients was 3,330 for the milk plus 360 for the sugar plus 1,200 for the culture, which is equal to 4,560. The number of yield or number of bottles produced was 20 pieces. Cost per bottle, to get the cost per bottle, will be 4,560 naira divided by 20, which is equal to 228 naira per bottle. Hope this is very clear and easy. This is a summary of what we have done in a tabular form, and this is what is expected of you as well. You have to put it in this tabular form when doing your calculation, when you are done with your calculation. So ingredients, you list them on one column, quantity needed, unit cost, and then the final cost. So with this you can view everything at a glance. This brings us to how to calculate the selling price when we are done with the cost price. Now the formula is this: total ingredient cost per bottle times markup percentage. For us to get the markup, you must first determine your food cost percentage. Now in the catering industry as a whole, this can range from 30% to 50% of the total income. For example, 100% stands for total sales, 40% for food cost, 60% for repairs, utility breakages and labor, etc. Back to our formula: total ingredient cost per bottle times markup percentage. So since 100 stands for total sales, we're going to divide it by 40%, which is the food cost percent, and this will give us 2.5%. So 2.5% is our markup percent. Total ingredient cost per bottle in our previous calculation was 288 naira per bottle. So our selling price will be 228, which is total ingredient cost per bottle, times the markup, which is 2.5%, and this will give us 570 naira as our selling price per bottle. These other markup percentage can be used: 30%, 35%, 40% and 50%, and you calculate them the same way we calculated for the 40%. So for 30%, you just see 100 divided by 30 gives you 3.33, and so on and so forth. So to be on the safe side in the food industry, simply multiply by 3 or 4 markup percent in order to cover up unforeseen price increments of ingredients or other expenses like damages, maintenance, etc. So this covers up a lot of stuff that you can't foretell in the future that can affect your business negatively. Currently now in Nigeria, you can see how prices of goods are going up every day, every week. You can't meet the same market price the next week. For home-based businesses that has less expenses due to no machineries or staff and all of that, you can mark up with just 2% and you are good to go. Kindly note that these figures I used are not exact, so do not follow me word for word or figure for figure. Do your own math, but this is just a laid down procedure that you can use to calculate your cost price and selling price. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and God bless you.